Good morning, everyone. This is Chanshim. Thank you for joining me today. Has been 3 weeks now, right? So I was in Sedona for foster children retreat. We had about 10 kids, 10 girls, 12 to 17, and then 5 staff from the group home. So we had a wonderful time. And then I also supported the Love Myself retreat in Sedona. So when you have a chance later, you can experience that. So I'm glad to continue this with you. So today, let me talk about the death for completing life. It's from the book. I have decided to live 120 years. So, isn't that interesting? Death for completing life. So what does it mean, right? You know that death is a completing. It's not like a disappearing. So I heard from many people, nothing gonna exist after death. So if you feel only physical life, that is right. But once you experience energy body and your soul, then it feels different. So it's totally up to your sensitivity and experience. So whether we think about the death or not, or young or old, or Asian, African American, or whatever you believe, we all think about the death at least one time a life, right? In a life. So when your friends or family members and somebody dies, and then we think about our own, and then soon we forget it. We don't stay long with that thought, right? Thinking about the death. But at least, we think about it. So at the end, what we gonna feel when we have our last breath? It feels like the feeling in the last minute. It's kind of it's a summary of life. So doctors say, and then also the nurses and hospice, right, who work at the as a hospice, they say when people die with regret, lots of regret, even the death kind is not very complete, even the death. And they also have watched people dying with acceptance or fulfillment or gratitude. Their breathing is much more easier, body is more relaxed, and transition is more peaceful. The first case, dying with lots of regret, their body becomes tight, breathing is so shallow, and sometimes they can't close their eyes. It's kind of incomplete or not accepting. So the last minute feels like the summary. So, and then nothing else, right? When we have our last breath, what else can stay with us? My teacher, Rilji, he asked us one time, do you think you can take your toothbrush when you die? Of course not, right? So it reminded us of the what our death would be like. So what can we take with us? What can stay with us? So the thinking about the death, many people think it's like a pessimist, right? It's a passive or negative. Is it so true? So we as a meditator, we recommend that meditation on the death. Not just us, many meditators recommended it because actually it gives us more motivation or depth to our life. Think about it. If your life has no end, right? How would we be? Maybe we don't appreciate. We will not try, right? Because it's eternal. Or we may feel very bored because we have to repeat this over every day, over work, right? Or struggle, same emotion, right? Same thing over like forever. Are you okay with that? Or, we can be very lazy because it doesn't end. So what, right? So, just living forever is good idea. Or, you know, because there is the end, we can think about the process. Think about, when your friends, family, we cannot see them forever. Then what would you do for their relationship? My case, right? I would maybe accept them more, right? I also wish be accepted by them more. So what matters when we finish this life, right? Do I want to just finish this life with a lot of emotions and regrets? Maybe not, right? It doesn't help my soul. So because there is the end, we think about the process. So when we were younger, we had a kind of the lots of chances, right? We can repeat the same thing again, same mistakes, still okay. But when you become 50 and 60, and then we are closer, we feel kind of the closer to death. Uh, Let me use this. Last time I got the feedback. You couldn't hear me. So when we have when we become like a 50, 60, right? We feel like there is no time in front of us, not much, right? So more people begin to think how my death would be like, don't you think? So as I shared, because there is the end, we can forgive more. We want to be forgiven. So the death is one of the greatest creation by God or by Creator. Don't you think? So when we switch our perspective, death may not be the end of life. It can be completion of life, summary of life. So that perspective is the wisdom. Make sense? So there are different kinds of death. One, we call it like a 돼지다. It's a very like a low level of death. It's like when somebody hurt others whole life and didn't benefit anything. It's like so people think the person is better to die, you know. So the death, we call it 돼지다. Second death is like a 죽었다. Kind is like a dying. It's just a normal, nothing special. It's just a dying. Third one is 돌아가시다, means returning to the origin. So when parents or grandparents or adults, seniors, respected seniors die, we say 돌아가시다. It's not like a disappearing. They are back to their origin. It's more respect. And then the higher death is called bunga hashita, means when somebody who benefited more than his or her family, like somebody contributed for more people, the country, and saved a lot of people. So when they die, we call it bunga hashita. So it's up to their activity during the life. The highest one is called Chunhwa, Chun as Nancy, HWA, Chunhwa. Chun is the heaven, Hwa is the becoming. So we call that death the becoming the heaven. It's like the person now is back to the heaven. The person is back to the source of life, or the person became complete. That is a Chunhwa. So in his book, Ilji Lee talk about one story. He loves this story. Caterpillar, cocoon, and butterfly, right? Our life is like that. So caterpillar's life, think about it. What does caterpillar do, right? It's just eating, sleep, growing physically, that's it. So, that's a type of life. That's the choice. It's not about the bad. It's the lifestyle. So we can choose them. And then, the caterpillar's case, when time is right, or when the caterpillar survives, suddenly, that one day the caterpillar stops eating, and then it creates it's a cocoon. From the own body, the caterpillar makes the string, right? And then, it cages itself, and it becomes cocoon. In the cocoon, what are they doing? So scientists, I was curious, so I researched, what are they doing? So the scientists say they are digesting themselves. They are not just sleeping, they are digesting themselves. So it's like a transformation. So that period of the cocoon is like digesting myself. It's like a meditation for us humans, right? Look at inside, and then the isolating myself. It's not negative. It's just, the person is focusing on inside and meditating, reflecting. How am I? And then getting better. So whatever I have so far, any experiences in my life, that digesting. So young kids may not, right? Because they don't have a big experience. When I do finding true self, for little kids, they have no idea. So we need some painful experience or motivation. So the cocoon's life. So it's a very symbolic. For us, it's like a deep meditation. And then the cocoon is realizing, it's time now. I can be free from my own layers. And then the cocoon opens the shell from inside out, right? And then cocoon becomes a butterfly. So not all cocoons can be butterfly. Some die, some is successful. So our life also has these three levels. Caterpillar's level, very material, physical, but no transformation. It's not bad, it's just a choice. But there is also higher level, so the cocoon's life, all butterflies. When you see the caterpillar and butterfly, they look totally different. So when we see only caterpillar, can you imagine where is the butterfly here, right? But there is a seed of a butterfly in cocoon. So Buddha, Jesus, all saints said, each of us has the seed. Buddha said there is a seed of a Buddha in everybody. And then Jesus said there is a seed of light in everyone. Is it right? A seed of God. So it's the same story. So in human, we also have the seed of Chanhua. Make sense? So we call it, the seed is called soul. No matter how well you take care of your body goes back to the earth, our body, right? Blood goes back to the earth, breath goes back to the air. This material body goes back to the earth. No exception. Maybe that's the body's completion. So it comes sooner or later. The energy, right, our thinking or emotion, what are they doing, right, when we die? So the ancient people said they scatter. So when the energy scatters, it can be heavy, it can be light. So light energy helps. Does it make sense? When the energy is so heavy, we all heavy, it affects our family too. So better to make our energy lighter, in life or even, during the death or after. And then the soul, so-called the soul, what is it? I cannot explain. You can only experience. So in our life, that's the choice. You can live your life based on your soul or based on your physical body. Does it make sense? So we need a physical body, we need the energy, we also need a soul. Without soul, we can just survive, no problem. I just show you the potential. So if you really feel all three, physical body, often I say, without moving your toes, how many do you feel? Right? That's the physical connection. So physically, how well am I connected to the body? The energy, do you feel energy around your body or in the skin, in your organ, right? The energy. Third one is, do you really feel your soul in your heart? We need all three because it's a life. We are not dead yet. So, when we have all three bodies, the order is important. You can say, oh yeah, my physical life is my priority, no problem. But that is it. Or you can say, no, my soul is my priority. So that's the choice. So today, the death for completing our life. So I showed you three ways. One is the physical life and physical death. It comes very soon, right, to everyone. Second, energy, right? Energy life, our emotions and feelings, right? It's amazing. Sometimes you may see during your meditation, it's all about the energy. Still, it scatters. Third one is the life of soul. And ancient people say, even our death cannot hurt our soul. So that's the choice. Death, we can make our life, we can make the death as the end of our life. It's the choice. Or we can make death as a motivator for life. Because everything ends, we begin to think about the creation, quality of life. All end. So, do I want to carry heavy energy? What do I want, right? So, it's my experience too. Because everything ends, do I want to heal the relationship or no? Do I want to heal myself or no? What do I want? So when, I can't carry anything, at the end, it's only my soul. Around my soul, do I want to have a heavy energy, light energy? Okay. So I hope you meditate on your death. It's a possibility. There are potentials. Everything is the choice. So first, you choose what you want, and then next time we can talk about the system of completion. In order to feel your soul, that's the heart chakra between your nipple. So so-called soul is here. Like, when you drive your car, the driver seat, that's the soul's place. So when your soul is sitting there, drive your car, your soul, that's our belief. Our soul guides us to completion. You can put your emotions there, and then we say, right, oh, my emotion drives me crazy. Same thing happens. Or you can put there only your physical desire. Physical desire is always changing. It's like the driver on the seat, changing all the time. Can you imagine? Then what can happen to your car? So the driver seat, that is very important. So when you really feel your soul, have your soul as your driver, because soul doesn't change anyway. So that's my recommendation for your meditation this week. And then if you want to experience, you can experience your soul. You can message me. Okay, thank you everybody. Have a wonderful week, and then I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Love you.